Hello everyone, this is Anshka Gupta and welcome to my channel Let's Code and Solve by Newton School. I hope all the concepts have been cleared in my previous tutorial. Today we're going to study about data visualization in Numpy. Before going to that, let's know what is Newton School. So Newton School is a platform which prepares you for career in tech. It has courses designed for freshers, working professionals and also for women with non-tech background. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you to become amazing full stack developer. It also has a network of more than 300 great companies which used to train you in complete Newton School program. And the best part is the Newton School has a pay after placement program under which you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until or unless you are being placed in minimum 5 lakh CTC. Now, in the companies which you have been placed are, so here you can log in and sign up yourself. The top companies where you have been placed is Topper, Myshow, Xiaomi, Lenskart, Snapdeal and many more. Okay, let's move to the concept of today, that is the data visualization. So, the data visualization in Numpy is being done with the help of different aspects of visualization which we have been used since class 6 and normally in our math section. So, the Numpy package is a workhorse of the data analysis. So, data analysis is just a process of exploring, investigating and gathering insights of data using statistical measurements and visualizations. We use these all the workouts of the data in machine learning, scientific computing, and Python ecosystem and all. So these are the vastly used, simplified, just to manipulate and crunching the vector and matrices in arrays and NumPy. So what is the fundamental of using the NumPy packages and analysis for that? The basic structure to get the knowledge about that is to build an infrastructure of that. Okay, just to get towards the skycat, skypies and pandas, and there are lot many more. So basically, it masters us to get through all the H to H and in while debugging, while dealing it, or while doing an advancement in these of the libraries. So first of all, there's the brief concepts of what the data visualization is all about and how it can be done. So the objective of your data analysis is just to develop and understand what data is being all about, like uncovering the trends, building the relationships and structuring the patterns that all are being configured out how your data visualization is being done. So like building the patterns and building what actually your pattern should be all about. So that depends upon what your program is based on. Okay, so as we all know that the data analysis is both like science and art to represent, because this is just a representation of your data in a like more modular form or such an interactive form. Okay. Uh, to know that know the statistics, okay, we need the visualization, we need the techniques, we need the data analysis tools like NumPy, pandas, seaborn. Okay, this all we required it. Okay, now what happened when we used to get the data visualization? So here it comes more oftenly, like how it works. Okay, what is an why the data is being analyzed in that to get the visualization perfectly. And now visualization is just like representation and building the structurals of that. So here we are going to read about the data visualization. of graphs, diagram, timeline, templates, flowchart, metaphor, then mind maps. Okay, and graph, we used to have a two axis, that is x and y, that is like represented to depict the data as a visualized form. And there is a two axis, which is one of them is independent and another one is independent. So another data visualization content is like diagram. So diagram just to show like something is working or something is not working. Okay, and the timeline formations. In timeline formations, we have chronology. We have chronology to just depict the graph to show like something is been happening or changing with respect to the time. Okay, now comes to the template. So template, that comes like how to build a developed form according to the user definitions. Okay, then comes to the metaphor. So metaphor, it's a comparison. Okay, so it is a comparison of two similar things in a purpose to make a description more representative. The next one comes to the mind maps. Okay, so mind maps is just like maps, which enables you to show the big pictures detailed in a sheet of paper. So basic concept is to radiate the data into the visualized part, or then the creation part in that. So next comes the chart type selections, that comes under the area graph and XY plot. In area graph, when you build an area graph, you have a similar to line graph. It is similar to line graph. Second is, it is used to track the change over time or one or more groups. Like in our very early classes, we used to build other area graphs on a graph paper. Okay, similarly to that, we have to get through that. The meaning of area graph is it is similar to, first of all, line graph. Second is it is used to track the changes over the time, one or more time. Okay, one or more groups. So it is good when tracking the changes in two or more relative group, because that is more helpful to have a categorical part. Okay, in a chart selection, next come as XY plot. In XY plot, we know like it is used to determine the relationship between two different plots and two different things, because in XY, one is independent and one is dependent. So X is always being measured to then the X is always being used to measure one event that can be a variable, but the Y axis is being used to measure the other variable, to similar to the dependent on the X variable. So I just told you like one is dependent and another one is independent. Okay, now comes what is mind map. As I already told you, the mind map, what it has to be get through the mind maps. So the mind map is just to visualize the like organized information, just like create an information to provide to different types and different ways to of. So we have a brain. Okay, everyone, we have a brain. So in our brains there are a lot of neurons. Okay, and the neurons, we have like in our brain we have the cerebellum, barum. Okay, and in that we have been connected to the neurons. Okay, so what neurons? Okay, now what is the function of neurons? So it is taking the information from our mind to all the body structure and the body parts. Okay, just with the help of neurons, veins, or anything. So from that it has a connection. Okay, every perspective, every information is being durable regarding the every part of a body, just similar to the mind map. That is too, it has a one root. Okay, and the root base. Okay, and that root is being separated and lot of various aspects. Okay, creating around a single concept drawn as an image is a center of plank. Another is a landscape page to be associated as a representation of an idea, such as such as images, words, parts of words that are being added through. Similarly to that, major of your ideas are being concerned and connected directly to the central concepts that are being branched out with the different levels. So these are the chart types where you can give a view to that, like how your chart types are being structured. So in your chart type you have bar, you have bench, then you have line, pie, donuts, combo line plus area, combo line plus bar, area singly, then scrolling chart, bubble gauge, linear gauge, quarter gauge, then it is the full gauge, bubble, scattered, bullet, sparkline, and there is talk and radar also. So what happened in additional to that, Numpy always is a chief building block of most of the heavyweight Python data processing, data libraries, pandas included in that. To it is hard to argue first of all with the status of the length bench of your Python. Okay, the data processing world is in like high waste nowadays. So next comes is the what is the basic of the data analysis knowledge you should all know. So first of all, you know about what is line plot. Okay, line plot is just taken as a specific intervals in this diagram also, where we have considered a line of 9 digits as a line 9 meter. Okay, length as that, and every point we have taken a reference with a minimum one gap. Okay, and now we it depends upon us, like and the xy we used to get an x and y. Okay, and similarly to that we have a variable known to the x and y not, but a length is being considered as a line plot. Next comes is the scatter plot. Now what is scatter plot? So this is just to understand like how there is an x and y axis is similar to the perpendicular to each other, but in that too one is on y axis and another one on x axis, temperature and sale. Now scatter plot doesn't has a particularly a straight line or a line is connecting the dots. No, it just have a dot placed on a particular point but not connecting to each other. The lines are not connecting to each other. It is just a distribution of your data, and just a relationship between your two of variables to find like outliners are well or not. Next in the histogram we are being like from our short classes only, we used to build the histogram graphs. So now what histogram graphs are, it just tell us the what frequency of occurrence of attribute is in the different stages or different defined stages it is. Okay, so first of all, we don't have to leave a gap also in the bars of it. We just have to combine this all the bars in the single part and developing the histogram starting from, like we don't have to join similarly to the zero only, we have to give an space in that. Okay, now comes a very important visualization, that is heat maps. So in heat maps we have the different colors to denote the different like matrix elements to denote the color assumption or color intensity according to the values we have. A matrix kind of visualization which is used to compare two variables of data and their respective value. So we can see that there is a shades of yellow, there is a shade of red, orange is there. Okay, so that depends upon the intensity. Okay, so much the intensity, much the program output, and it depends upon what type of your data it is. Okay, like I don't know, we can give a like for light intensity we want a zero shades. Okay, according to that. For the highest we need a red. So it depends upon how seropositive it is or how like percentage it has given us various intensities in that. Now comes what is the box plot. So box plot, it gives us the idea about the statistical detail to a data to interquartile range to making data as in detailing. Okay, this helps us to get an outline of point in our data. So now you can see in the diagram there is an intercurrent ranges of a particular detail of our data. So the smallest value is being recognized as a terminal, and the mean value that is being not in the mean, semi-mean, that is low quartile, that is being represented as in Q1. The median comes like in between, okay, and medium is how the occurrence is there. So XQ, it's Q2. Now, similarly to the lower, then comes to the upper quartiles. It's named as the Q3. Now comes the largest value in the structural aspect, like what we can give another reference to that. Now comes what is bar chart. So bar chart is just to represent the various categories of data in their respective value. Just like the histogram, we were building that that data as in combined bars of that rectangles, and similar to in the bar graph, these are also not starting from these are to be started from zero itself, okay. So it has a gap, particularly gap, and remember, in each of your bar you have to give it equal spaces, okay. So here, that's all about the data visualization. Okay, thank you for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and stay tuned.